So students, what you'll need to do on this assignment is this. You're going to be filling in these t-tables here. And it's just like what we did in class. You'll look at picture number 1 and count how many shapes are in it. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So you grab a text box and you put a 5 right there. And try to get it kind of lined up. That'll make it a little bit easier for you, like this. And then picture 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares. So I'll grab a text box and put an 8 there. Next, I'll go to picture 3 where I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'll put in a text box for 11. Now, based on this pattern, I'm noticing that it went from 5 to 8 in between steps 1 and 2. That's an increase of 3. It went up 3 more to 11. So it's going to go up 3 more, and my next step will have 11 plus 3, or 14 squares in it. And the one after that will have 14 plus 3, or 17. Then I want you to go back and find out what picture 0 would have. And a lot of people say, well, it must have 0. But if you think about it, picture 0 would have to have 5 minus 3, which is 2. And if you look at the picture, you can tell it by this. If I were to remove one of these columns here, this would then shrink over and it would look like picture 2. If I removed one of these columns, then it would shrink and look like picture 1. And if I removed this column, I'd still have the left and right square, 2 squares. Now, to graph this, what you're going to do is this. It starts at 2, and we're going to grab a shape. We're going to get a circle, and we're going to make it tiny. Oh, that's too tiny. Let me see if I can enlarge it a little bit. Try that again. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to fill that with some color that I can easily see, like red. And I'm going to do this. At step 0, I use 2 squares. So that works like this. At step 0, I had 1, 2 squares. Now I'm going to copy that and paste it because the next one, step 1, had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Step 2 had 8. So if that's 5, that's 6, 7, 8. And they make a straight line. If these are making a straight line, you're doing it right. The next one had 11. So if that's 8, 9, 10, 11. And my last one had 12, 13, 14. Then you're going to get a line tool, and you're simply going to connect the first dot with the last dot like that. And you can make the line go past it like that if you want to. It's okay. And that's how that's going to look. And I might want to make that line a certain color. I think that's here. Yep. And I'm going to make it a little thicker too. That looks real good. So that's what I'm looking for. If you can do these graphs, I'm going to give you extra credit on this because this is not an easy skill to learn. It takes some practice. But now I want to do step 10, and this is just like what we've been talking about this week. How can we find step 10? Well, it would sure be nice if we had some kind of formula. I remember the very first day we did this. I think it was a Maya that said, on the first one we did, you could multiply by 3s, the thing that was increasing by. This is increasing by 3s. And that worked on the very first pattern or function that we studied, but after that it didn't work very well. For example, 5 times 3 is 17. Or I'm sorry, 5 times 3 is 15. I'm off by 2. 3 times 3 is 9, not 11. I'm still off by 2. 4 times 3 is 12. I'm off by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm off by 2. So one way that I could do the formula would be this. If I multiply 3 times my number and then add 2, it should work. Let's test that. Three times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. So that means I could now use this on step 10. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 2 is 32. This will be the hardest step, is to figure out this formula. But you'll notice that in the formula, the amount it went up here, going up by 3s, shows up right there. And line 0, which was 2, is what we added. If you keep that in mind, it will help you find the formulas for these. And the powerful thing about the formula is I could now use a formula to do step 1,000. 3 times 1,000 is 3,000, plus 2. Step 1,000 would have 3,002. So that's how you do these, and we'll do one more as your assignment for the day. So we have 4 more patterns in here. You'll simply pick the next one, which I think is so in class I will do B, and I would like you to do this one, C, for your practice. And that way you'll have the first one done, you'll have the last one done, so you'll be doing the second one for your own practice. And we'll be back online at 1 o'clock for anyone who has questions. Thanks.